Every day we navigate a digital world. We scroll through social media feeds, our thumbs tapping away. We shop online searching for the best deals. We use apps to connect with friends, sharing our thoughts and experiences. With every click, every swipe, every search, we leave behind a digital trail, a trail of data that paints a vivid picture of who we are, what we do, and what we desire. But what happens to this data? Where does it go? And who is watching? The truth is, our digital footprints are not fading away. They are being meticulously collected, analyzed, and monetized. Every website we visit, every app we download, every online purchase we make, it all generates a stream of data points. This data, often collected without our full understanding or consent, holds immense value. It reveals our habits, our preferences, and even our vulnerabilities. In this invisible marketplace, our personal information is the commodity, and companies are eager to buy. What exactly is digital data? It's the currency of the online world, the language that devices and platforms use to understand us. Think of it as a digital fingerprint, unique to you. Every interaction, every preference, every detail you share online contributes to this ever-growing profile. Your name, your address, your credit card number, these are just the tip of the iceberg. Your likes, your dislikes, your political leanings, even your deepest fears. All of it can be inferred, analyzed, and ultimately monetized. This data, seemingly insignificant on its own, becomes a powerful tool in the hands of those who collect it. Every time you click on a link, like a post, or even just open an app, you're generating data. Your phone, your computer, even your smart TV, they're all collecting information about you. Cookies, those tiny files websites store on your browser, track your online movements. They remember what you've looked at, what you've clicked on, building a detailed history of your browsing habits. And then there's location data, revealing your whereabouts with startling accuracy. Where you go, who you meet, what you do, it's all being recorded. This data, often collected without our explicit knowledge or consent, paints a disturbingly intimate portrait of our lives. So, the collection of your digital data is often invisible, happening quietly in the background without your knowledge. Websites and apps, well, they tend to bury those lengthy privacy policies in fine print, making it nearly impossible to understand what information is being collected and how it's being used. Social media platforms with their endless feeds and, those addictive algorithms are especially skilled at data harvesting. They track every like, comment, and share you make, building a detailed profile of your interests, your relationships, and even your emotional state. But it's not just your online activity that's being tracked. Facial recognition software, which is becoming more and more common in public spaces, can actually identify you from a crowd, and that just blurs the line between the physical and digital worlds even further. This constant surveillance, this relentless collection of our digital exhaust, raises some pretty profound questions about privacy, consent, and honestly, the very nature of freedom in the digital age. Behind those sleek interfaces and user-friendly apps, there's actually a bustling marketplace where your data is bought, sold, and traded. This isn't some shadowy backroom deal, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry that's operating out in the open, right in broad daylight. Companies like Google and Facebook, often called data brokers, have built their empires on collecting and analyzing user information. These companies aggregate data from all sorts of sources, your browsing history, your social media activity, even your offline purchases, creating detailed profiles that they then sell to advertisers and, anyone else who's interested. But it's not just the tech giants playing this game. There's a vast ecosystem of lesser-known data brokers working behind the scenes, buying, selling, and packaging your information for profit. In this data-driven marketplace, your personal information is the commodity, and its value is, honestly, constantly increasing. The more detailed your profile, the more valuable you become to advertisers, marketers, and even political campaigns. Your age, your location, your income, your political leanings, all of these data points come together to create a digital version of you that can be used to predict your behavior and even influence your decisions. And the price tag on your privacy? It's often hidden. tucked away in the terms and conditions you never really read, or disguised as those free services you just can't seem to live without. The data collected about you isn't just used for targeted advertising, though that's a big part of it. Sophisticated algorithms analyze your every move, predicting your needs, desires, and even your vulnerabilities. This level of personalization can be both beneficial and, honestly, a bit unsettling. On the one hand, it can lead to more relevant search results, personalized product recommendations, and even life-saving medical diagnoses. But on the other hand, it creates a world where our choices are increasingly influenced by algorithms designed to keep us engaged, entertained, and, ultimately, spending. We're often told that we have a choice when it comes to our data. We can read the privacy policies, opt out of cookies, and carefully manage our online settings. But the reality is far more complicated. The sheer volume of data being collected, the complexity of the systems involved, and the often deliberate obfuscation of privacy policies make it nearly impossible for the average user to make informed choices. And even when we do try to opt out, our data often finds its way back into the system through third-party trackers, data brokers, and other invisible actors in the digital ecosystem. The question then becomes, in a world where our data is constantly being collected, analyzed, and monetized, can we truly claim to have any privacy left at all? We've all experienced it. The uncanny feeling that our devices are listening to us. We talk about a product, and suddenly, ads for that product start popping up everywhere we go online. This isn't just a coincidence. It's the result of sophisticated data collection and targeted advertising. By tracking our online activity, our location, and even our conversations, companies can paint a disturbingly accurate picture of our wants, needs, and desires. While some may argue that targeted advertising is simply a way to make marketing more efficient, the implications run far deeper. The ability to target individuals with such precision opens the door to manipulation, discrimination, and even exploitation. Imagine, for example, a scenario where predatory lenders use data to target individuals in financial distress, offering high-interest loans they can't afford to repay. Or political campaigns using micro-targeting to spread misinformation and sow discord among voters. Section 2, a breach of trust identity theft in the digital age. So, as our lives become more and more intertwined with the digital world, the threat of identity theft, honestly, just looms larger than ever. Every single piece of data we share online, our name, our address, our social security number, well, it all becomes a potential target for hackers and cybercriminals. Data breaches, which used to be, a pretty rare thing, have now become almost commonplace. From major corporations to government agencies, it seems like no one is immune to the threat of having their sensitive information compromised. And, the consequences of identity theft can be just devastating. Victims often face financial ruin, damaged credit scores, and sometimes years of struggle to reclaim their stolen identities. In a world where our data is constantly being collected, stored, and traded, it's more important than ever to stay vigilant about protecting our personal information. Section 3, the erosion of privacy, living under surveillance. The erosion of privacy in the digital age, well, it goes way beyond just targeted ads and identity theft. It's really about the chilling effect that constant surveillance has on our behavior, our relationships, and even our very sense of self. When we know we're being watched, even if it's just by some algorithm, we start to self-censor. We hesitate to express unpopular opinions, to explore unconventional ideas, or to just be our true and authentic selves. This kind of constant monitoring ends up creating a climate of fear and conformity, where dissent is discouraged and individuality is suppressed. It's honestly a slippery slope from data collection to social control, and the stakes really couldn't be higher. Section 4, the echo chamber effect, shaping our perceptions. One of the most insidious consequences of the data-driven economy is, well, the creation of echo chambers. As algorithms get to know our preferences, they feed us more of what we already like, just reinforcing our existing beliefs and biases. This creates a pretty dangerous feedback loop, where we're increasingly isolated from opposing viewpoints, and our understanding of the world just becomes narrower and more distorted. The erosion of shared reality, fueled by algorithmic manipulation, is actually a significant threat to democracy and civil discourse. When we're no longer able to engage in meaningful conversations across ideological divides, when we're trapped in our own echo chambers, we lose the ability to empathize with others, to find common ground and to build a more just and equitable society. The unchecked collection and monetization of personal data has not gone unnoticed. All around the world, a wave of legislation is emerging, aiming to rein in the excesses of the data economy and, empower individuals with greater control over their information. One of the most significant developments in recent years is the European Union's General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR. This landmark legislation, enacted in 2018, grants individuals a sweeping set of rights, including the right to access, correct, and even erase their personal data held by companies. GDPR has, honestly, sent shockwaves through the tech industry, forcing companies to rethink their data collection practices and prioritize user privacy. While the fight for data protection is far from over, GDPR represents a significant step forward in the battle to reclaim our digital rights. Beyond the realm of legislation, a vibrant movement of digital rights activists, privacy advocates, and concerned citizens is emerging to challenge the status quo and demand greater accountability from those who collect and profit from our data. From the streets to the courtroom, these individuals and organizations are raising awareness about the importance of data privacy, fighting against mass surveillance, and advocating for a more equitable and just digital future. They are organizing campaigns, filing lawsuits, and holding corporations accountable for their actions. This growing movement is a testament to the power of collective action and the unwavering belief that our digital lives deserve the same protections as our physical lives. While the fight for systemic change continues, there are steps we can take as individuals to protect our privacy and regain control over our data. A wide range of tools and technologies has emerged to help us navigate the digital world more securely, from virtual private networks or VPNs that encrypt our internet traffic to privacy-focused browsers that block trackers and cookies. We can also take simple but effective steps like carefully reviewing privacy settings on our devices and apps, limiting the amount of personal information we share online, and just being mindful of the digital footprints we leave behind. While no single tool or technique offers foolproof protection, taking a proactive approach to our digital privacy can really make a significant difference. The battle for data privacy is not just about laws, regulations, or even technology. It's about a fundamental shift in how we think about and value privacy in the digital age. It's about recognizing that our personal information is not a commodity to be bought, sold, and exploited, but a fundamental human right that deserves to be protected. This requires a collective effort from individuals, corporations, and governments alike. We need to demand greater transparency and accountability from the companies we entrust with our data, and we need to foster a culture of digital literacy where everyone understands the value of their personal information and has the tools and knowledge to protect it. The future of privacy really depends on it. As we've seen, the digital world is built on data. Every click, swipe, and interaction generates information that reveals who we are and what we desire. This data has become a currency more valuable than oil. Companies vie for our attention and data. They track our movements, analyze our behavior, and build profiles that are bought, sold, and traded. This data-driven economy, while offering conveniences, comes at a cost. The erosion of privacy and manipulation of our online experiences are risks we face. But we have the power to shape this landscape, to demand greater transparency, accountability, and control over our information. The first step is awareness. We need to educate ourselves and others about the value of our data, and the ways in which it's being collected and used. We need to read privacy policies, ask questions, and demand clear answers from the companies we trust. But awareness alone is not enough. We need to take action. Support organizations fighting for digital rights. Utilize privacy-enhancing technologies like VPNs and ad blockers. Make conscious choices about the information we share and the companies we support. The fight for data privacy is not about opting out, but about shaping the digital world to respect our rights. It's about creating a future where technology empowers individuals, where innovation thrives alongside privacy. Join us as we uncover the tools and strategies we need to reclaim our digital selves.